What was supposed to be a celebration of life turned into the most chaotic circus reality TV could only dream of. Imagine balloons, confetti, cake, champagne, a room full of cameras. Only to have it all shattered when Yandy stormed in like she was auditioning for the next season of WWE. Yes, you heard that right. Tamar Braxton's big gender reveal party wasn't remembered for pink or blue. It was remembered for screaming, shady throwing, and a crash so epic it made Twitter implode. But here's the question. Why was Yandy even there? Was this a genuine woman-scorned moment? Or was this a premeditated ambush designed to snatch the spotlight from Tamar's big day? Because the second Yandy barged in, pointing fingers, waving her hands, and demanding answers about two families, the entire event went from baby joy to battlefield. And let's not pretend this was some small private dinner. Oh no, this was a luxury production, allegedly sponsored, allegedly televised, and allegedly filled with people who now wish they had declined the invitation. From balloons popping at the wrong time to Tamar's face turning from glam to grim, this gender reveal is already being dubbed the messiest party of the decade. So buckle up, because what unfolded wasn't just petty drama. It was a full-blown scandal. The air was thick with glitter, champagne bubbles, and perfectly curated Instagram filters. Tamar Braxton had pulled out all the stops for what was supposed to be the ultimate gender reveal event. A mansion dripping in gold accents, floral walls so big you could get lost in them, and a cake that probably cost more than some people's rent for a year. Guests arrived in their finest. Influencers were already live streaming before they even hit the red carpet entrance. And paparazzi flashes made it feel more like the Grammys than a baby shower. But this wasn't just any reveal, it was Tamar's comeback moment. After weeks of scandalous whispers about her alleged affair with Mendices after the late-night car sightings, the cryptic text messages, and the viral hashtags, this party was her way of flipping the script. Instead of hiding, Tamar was stepping into the spotlight, literally glowing in a designer gown, cradling her baby bump like the star of her own reality movie. And for a while, it seemed to be working. The crowd cheered when she entered. The cameras zoomed in as she smiled. The whole vibe screamed, "I controlled the narrative now." But of course, this is reality TV control that lasted all of 5 minutes. Because out of nowhere, bam, the doors flew open and in stormed Yandy Smith. No RCVP. No subtle entrance. No polite smiles. Just rage, fury, and a presence that made the entire room stop breathing. If this was a movie, the music would have scratched to a halt. Guests clutched their champagne flutes tighter. Someone audibly gasped. A few people even pulled out their phones faster than the security team could react. And in that instant, Tamar's glamorous party became ground zero for the biggest showdown of the year. Yandy's first words. A thunderous. So this is the big celebration. Really, Tamar? The tension was electric. The mother-to-be froze, her smile faltering as the cameras swung toward the uninvited guest. Tamar muttered something under her breath, clearly trying to keep her cool. But Yandy wasn't having it. She stormed closer, pointing her finger, her voice cracking with both anger and heartbreak. "You parade around here like it's some fairy tale," Yandy shouted. "When you know what you did, you stole my family, Tamar, and now you're flaunting it with balloons and confetti." The crowd was shook. Whispered gasps filled the room, and phones captured every second. Tamar, in true diva fashion, didn't back down. She flipped her hair, raised her chin, and fired back with a line that had the internet replaying clips for days. "Don't be mad at me, Yandy. Be mad at your man for wanting me." Boom, explosion, end of piece. In that moment, what was supposed to be a celebration turned into a live, unscripted soap opera. Tamar's clapback sent Yandy into overdrive. She lunged forward, practically ready to snatch Tamar's wig off right there in front of everyone. Security had to step in, creating a physical barrier between the two women. But the damage was done. The party was no longer about pink or blue. It was about betrayal, fury, and the kind of drama that reality TV dreams are made of. Meanwhile, the guests were torn between fear and fascination. Half the room wanted to crawl under the luxury buffet table and disappear, while the other half angled their phones to make sure they got the perfect shot for TikTok. One influencer whispered, "This is better than any season finale," while another muttered, "If they start throwing cake, I'm going live." And let's not forget the reactions online. Within minutes, hashtags started trending. Yandy crashed hammer reveal. Mendices me was in flames. Instagram stories multiplied. like wildfire and TikTok. Oh, TikTok ate this up like it was the Last Supper. Memes popped up instantly, photoshopping holding blue and pink balloons with captions like plot twist. It's Mendice's baby and Yandy's tears. But back in the mansion, the chaos continued. Tamar's sisters tried to calm her down, whispering in her ear to just ignore Yandy and focus on the reveal. But Tamar wasn't about to play the victim. She snapped back with another jab. If you loved him enough, maybe he wouldn't have found his way to me. The crowd lost it. Some booed, some cheered, and others just filmed with wide-eyed disbelief. It was a gladiator arena, and Tamar and Yandy were the warriors. Dada-tay. This point Mendices himself wasn't even in the room. That's right. The man at the center of this chaos was conveniently missing, supposedly on business. But let's be real, his absence only poured gasoline on the fire. Yandy accused Tamar of staging the whole event to embarrass her. Tamar clapped back that Yandy was obsessed with her and the crowd. They were just there for the tea. Then came the wildest twist of all. Someone leaked an alleged voice note of Mendices himself played loudly on someone's phone mid-ru. In the clip, a man sounding suspiciously like Mendices could be heard saying, "Tamar's carrying my child. Yandy needs to move on." The room erupted into chaos. Gasps, screams, even a few people feigning or at least pretending to for dramatic effect. Yandy's face crumbled in real time, her voice cracking as she yelled, "How dare you?" Tamar smirked, like she had just won an Oscar. And the cameras didn't miss a beat. By now, security was practically dragging Yandy out of the mansion as she screamed at the top of her lungs. This isn't over tomorrow. Not by a long shot. Guests whispered, speculated, and posted their hot takes online, already crowning this moment as the most chaotic gender reveal in celebrity history. But here's where things got even darker. As Yandy was escorted out, rumors began swirling that Rashida was on her way to back her up. That's right, another reality queen ready to step into the fire. The whispers spread through the party faster than the champagne poured. Tamar adjusted her gown, smoothed her hair, and muttered under her breath, "Let her come. I'm ready." And that's when the energy shifted. The party wasn't just a party anymore. It was a battleground, a showdown, a reality TV event. So big that even people who didn't know who Tamar or Yandy were suddenly had an opinion. By the end of the night, the cake hadn't even been cut. The gender hadn't even been revealed. The only thing revealed was a truth that everyone already suspected but couldn't believe they were witnessing live. Tamar and Yandy were officially at war. And this war, it wasn't going to stay in that mansion. It was going to spill onto every timeline, every blog, every headline for weeks to come. If you thought this video was wild, door slamming, wigs almost snatched and smirking like she's auditioning for the role of Queen Villain 2-5, then buckle up, because the chaos didn't end with Yandy being dragged out screaming. Nope, that was just round one. As the dust settled in the mansion, guests tried to breathe again, but you could feel the tension still crawling across the marble floors. Champagne glasses trembled in hands. Makeup artists hid in corners clutching their ring lights. Everyone whispered the same thing. Is it really over? Spoiler alert, it wasn't, because just as Tamar tried to regain control, fixing her hair, forcing a smile, and trying to salvage the gender reveal part of the evening, the universe, or maybe just messy, reality TV producers decided to crank the drama meter up another level. The DJ's music had barely started back up when the front gates opened again. This time, it wasn't Yandy. Oh no, it was Rashida. And not just Rashida casually strolling in with a smile. No, she came in hot, heels clicking like a war drum, face set like she was about to deliver the sermon of the year. And trust me, the crowd knew instantly this wasn't going to be a friendly congrats. Tomorrow, visit. Phones went up. Someone whispered, "Oh, it's about to get biblical." Another murmured, "They're forming the Avengers of Revenge." Rashida locked eyes with Tamar. From across the room, she didn't even say hi to anyone, didn't grab a drink, didn't fake a smile. She just marched straight toward Tamar like she was walking a runway of vengeance. "First you embarrassed Yandy," Rashida barked, "and now you throw the circus girl. You have no respect." Tamar, clearly fed up, clapped her hands together dramatically and replied, "Respect from you, honey. Please don't act like you're some innocent angel when your own marriage has been dragged more than my lace front." The room exploded again. Guests screamed. Someone yelled, "Not the lace front," and immediately ducked behind a balloon arch. But Rashida wasn't there for banter. She was there for blood. Or at least the closest thing reality TV will let you get to blood without a lawsuit. She lunged toward Tamar, but security stepped in again, practically forming a human shield. Still, Rashida managed to throw shade with her words sharper than any slap could have been. You think you won because you got Mendici's attention. Trust me, girl. The world is laughing at you, not with you. And let me tell you, the internet agreed. By this point, live streams of the chaos had gone viral. One TikTok had already hit 2 million views with the caption, "When your gender reveal turns into WWE's." Twitter timelines flooded with memes comparing Tamar's mansion to the Hunger Games arena. And Instagram. Oh, influencers were cashing in big, posting captions like manifesting peace and balloons. Not drama with perfectly curated selfies in front of Tamar's flower wall, but inside the mansion, the situation was spiraling. Tamar, refusing to be silenced, grabbed the mic from the DJ booth and shouted, "This is my night, my baby. If you don't like it, you can get out." Rashida laughed a cold, mocking laugh that echoed off the chandelier. Your night tomorrow, sweetie. Your nights ended the second you thought messing with Yandy's man was a good idea. And guess what? That baby shower cake, it's not hiding the fact that you're living off stolen happiness. The crowd lost it. Even the chef in the back peeked out light. Should I save the food or let them throw it? At this point, people weren't even pretending to care about the gender reveal. Blue or pink, who cared? The real reveal was whether Tamar was going to survive this tag team takedown from Yandy and Rashida. And then, because this story refuses to be normal, someone in the crowd shouted, "Play the voicemail again. Remember that leaked audio clip from part 1? The alleged voice note from Mendici's admitting Tamar was carrying his child." Well, apparently, someone had it saved and ready to play on blast. Suddenly, the room filled with his voice again. "Tamar's carrying my child. Yandy needs to move on." Rashida froze mid-argument, her eyes narrowing. "So, it's true," she demanded, turning to Tamar with a look that could cut glass. Tamar didn't even flinch. She smirked, flicked her hair, and said, "I don't have to explain myself to you. But thank you for confirming who the star of this party really is." Boom. Mic drop moment. Tamar had turned the tables, and the crowd was gagging. But here's the thing. The drama wasn't just in the mansion. Outside, paparazzi swarmed, trying to piece together what was happening inside. Helicopter drones hovered over the backyard. TMZ already had 3 headlines drafted, waiting for confirmation of a fist fight. And guess what? Leaked footage of Yandy being escorted out earlier had already hit YouTube, racking up 500,000 views in under an hour. Meanwhile, whispers began circulating among guests that producers from multiple networks were already in talks about turning this entire fiasco into a spin-off reality series. Imagine it. Tamar vs Yandy baby mama wars. Honestly, people would watch. Inside though, the temperature kept rising. Tamar's family circled her, urging her to sit down and relax for the baby's sake, but Tamar refused, standing tall in her glittering gown, daring Rashida to make the next move. Rashida, realizing she wasn't going to win this round physically, switched tactics. She leaned in close, lowered her voice just enough for the crowd to hush, and hissed, "You regret this, Tamar. Families don't forget. And babies don't erase betrayal." That line, it echoed through the mansion like a curse. Guests gasped, some clutching their pearls, others silently nodding like Rashida had just dropped gospel truth. And then, because Tamar knows how to turn pain into performance, she grabbed the mic again, looked around at the crowd, and shouted, "You all came here for a gender reveal, right? Well, here's the real reveal. I don't need Yandy's approval. I don't need Rashida's respect. And I sure as hell don't need anyone to validate me. This is my life, my child. And if you can't handle that, then maybe you don't deserve to be in my world." The crowd erupted in cheers, boos, and more iPhone flashes than a red carpet premiere. Tomorrow had officially turned her party into a public declaration of war. But here's the kicker. The gender of the baby still hadn't been revealed. And with the chaos raging, some guests whispered that maybe Tamar had planned it that way all along. After all, what better way to keep the public hooked than to leave them hanging? Was it a boy, a girl, or just a smokescreen for the biggest reality scandal of the year? By the end of the night, the mansion looked less like a celebration and more like a battlefield. Decorations torn down, Hafid cake, confetti scattered like the aftermath of a war zone. And the biggest question on everyone's mind wasn't about Tamar's baby, it was about what would happen next. Because if Rashida had shown up tonight, Who else might come out of the woodwork tomorrow? And how long before Mendy himself finally steps into the chaos to defend or expose the truth? By the time the clock hit midnight, Tamar's gender reveal had already gone down in history. Not for announcing a baby, but for detonating a scandal so big it could have its own Wikipedia page. Guests were drained, makeup smudged, wigs crooked, and the poor event planner was spotted in a corner crying into a clipboard. But just when people thought the storm had finally passed, the real fallout began. Let's be clear. Tamar thought she won the night. She had the last word, the mic drop moment, and the spotlight. But outside those mansion doors, the narrative was already being hijacked. Yandy's team posting cryptic Instagram stories about karma always knocking. Rashida uploading a shady TikTok with the caption, "Some women throw parties. Real women keep families," and guess what? Within an hour, it had 1.5 million views. Meanwhile, Twitter was trending with hashtags like #gender reveal gone, #Tommy, Yandy, and of course, pray for the cake because apparently someone uploaded a clip of the poor gender reveal cake being smashed in the chaos. Memes flooded the internet. One showed Tamar holding a balloon with the caption, "It's a boy. Oh wait, it's just another fight." Another had Rashida photoshopped as a WWE wrestler with the text "Coming soon." Rashida versus Tamar, live on pay-per-view, but the wildest part, the baby's gender still hadn't been revealed. Some guests where they saw a glimpse of blue powder in the confetti cannons before they got knocked over. Others insisted they saw pink frosting inside the destroyed cake. Nobody knew for sure. Tamar, silent, no official confirmation. And that silence only added gasoline to the fire. And then came the leaks. Oh yes, because in 2025, nothing stays private for more than 5 minutes. First, a so-called anonymous guest sold footage to TMZ, claiming it showed Tamar whispering to a friend, "It's a boy, but don't tell them yet." TMZ ran with the headline, "Secret boy reveal. Tamar, holding out on fans." But just hours later, another blog posted a different clip, where Tamar allegedly said, "I'm so happy it's a little girl." Q chaos was Tamar playing both sides, keeping the public in suspense just to stay trending. Meanwhile, Yandy wasn't done. From her hotel suite later that night, she went live on Instagram. Tears streaming, mascara running. Yes, full dramatic effect. She sobbed into the camera. Imagine being disrespected, not once, not twice, but at your lowest point by someone who claims to be a woman of God. Tamar tried to humiliate me tonight. But all she did was expose her own brokenness. Cue tens of thousands of comments, "Stay strong, Queen, drag her, we ride at dawn." And of course, a few trolls chiming in with, "But sis, didn't Mendy seize?" But it didn't end there. Oh no, because by morning, Rashida jumped into the mix with her own livestream, and if Yandy was tears, Rashida was pure fire. She slammed her coffee mug on the table and said, "Let me be clear, Tamar can play victim all she wants, but the truth is the truth. She's playing with people's families. And families don't forget that child. It's coming into a world of lies. And one day, they're going to grow up and see all of this online." Mic drop moment number 2. But this time from Rashida. The internet immediately crowned her Annie of accountability. Back at Tamar's camp, her publicist tried damage control, releasing a short, icy statement. "Last night was a celebration of life. Unfortunately, others tried to dim that light. But Tamar remains focused on her joy and her child. Classy, polished, very PR, but the streets weren't buying it." Screenshots of Tamar allegedly texting Yandy's press cause she lost were already making the rounds. And then came the most shocking twist of all. Mendy finally broke his silence. For weeks, the man at the center of all this drama had been quieter than a locked iPhone. But on this night, he posted a black and white photo of himself sitting alone, staring at the floor with the caption, "I can't handle the families at once. Pray for me." The internet imploded. 2 families. Did he just confirm it? Tamar's baby, Yandy's heartbreak. The memes wrote themselves. One showed my holding up a DNA test with the caption, "Coming soon to VH1. Another had Yandy Tamar and Rashida in a boxing ring with Mendy's S as the referee. To this point, it wasn't just a scandal. It was a saga. Rumors swirled that networks were fighting over rights to the official documentary. Netflix wanted it. Zeus Network wanted it. Even Lifetime allegedly sent an offer because, let's be real, this wasn't just gossip anymore. This was a cultural moment. Meanwhile, Insiders whispered that Tamar was furious with Mendices for stealing her thunder. One source claimed Tamar planned that gender reveal as her night, but the second Mendices posted that cryptic message, all anyone could talk about was him. Others swore she was considering cutting him out of her life entirely, focusing only on her child, but then another source countered, please, she loves the drama. This is exactly what she wanted. And let's not forget the legal side. Lawyers started circling. Yandy's team hinted at defamation suits. Tamar's camp reportedly threatened harassment claims. And Rashida, rumor has it she was already pitching a tell-all book title. Respect over rings. By now, the mansion was empty. Balloons popped, cake smeared, confetti soggy in the pool. But the echoes of that night were louder than ever. And the biggest unanswered question still loomed over everything. What is the gender of Tamar's baby? Fans begged for answers. Blogs speculated nonstop, but Tamar refused to confirm. Instead, she posted a cryptic Instagram photo. Her manicured hand holding a half-burned candle with the caption, "When the time is right, the truth will shine." Of course, the internet went wild. Was that a hint, a metaphor, or just tomorrow being tomorrow? At the end of the day, this gender reveal had become the messiest plot twist reality TV never filmed, but the internet made legendary. A night meant for balloons and joy turned into betrayal, broken friendships, livestream wars, leaked clips, and one man admitting he couldn't juggle two families. And honestly, this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Because if Tamar really does have Mendices' child, the baby's arrival is going to be the season finale of the decade. And if she doesn't, then congratulations. We all just watched the most expensive PR stunt in history. Either way, Tamara won. She kept us talking, kept us guessing, and kept her name in the headlines. So, here's the real tea. Balloons deflate, cakes get eaten, confetti gets swept away, but scandal lasts forever. And Tamar Braxton just threw herself the biggest one yet. And there you have it. At what was supposed to be a joyful celebration turned into one of the most jaw-dropping scandals of the year. A gender reveal party that didn't reveal a gender, but revealed betrayal, exposed secrets, and cracked open a messy triangle, or should we say, square that the world can't stop watching. But let's pause for a second. Did you catch everything? Tamar, standing tall in glitter and defiance. Yandy crashing through those mansion doors like she owned the place. Rashid is storming in heels first, turning the party into a courtroom. And Mendices dropping a cryptic post about two families that basically confirmed every rumor we've ever whispered. Now, the question is, where does this circus go next? Will Tamar finally announce the baby's gender? Or is she milking the suspense until the delivery room? Will Yandy go full legal mode and slap lawsuits like she wanted to slap tomorrow? Will Rashida actually write that tell-all book dragging everybody by their edges? And most importantly, will Mendices survive being the most overbooked man in reality TV history? I'll let you decide, because this isn't just a scandal. It's a saga. And sagas don't end with confetti on the floor. They grow, they twist, they turn into new headlines, new beefs, and yes, new content. So, now it's your turn. What do you think? Was Tamar's gender reveal a setup from the start? Did Yandy and Rashida go too far, or did Tamar cross the line first? And who do you believe when it comes to the baby drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Light up that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more of the messy truth you won't get anywhere else, because trust me, this saga is only just beginning.